Well, hello. Welcome to Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. This time we're at home, and boy, are we going to get real. All right, everybody, just sign on, whatever platform makes the most sense for you. Something has happened this afternoon, and I thought, what a great time to get on and get real with all of you. So here's the deal. We're on every morning, every Wednesday. We do two shows. We do a Wet Your Whistle at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is very big on being interactive. So I'm going to try and jump around to the different platforms. I've got comments to read galore for those of you that have been commenting already on the post I put out. So if you haven't seen it, Rene Knott, who I used to work with at KSDK, it says he resigned. Now, I can't wait for the full story to come out. St. Louis Magazine broke the story a couple of hours ago. I reached out to Rene. Rene did respond. And I also reached out to someone else, and I won't say his name, that I worked with when I was over at Channel 5. And he said that not many people have reached out to Rene, which might surprise all of you, but I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't surprise me. Why? Because it's exactly what happened to me when I was let go in January of 2023. Yes, a lot of you might go, wait, I thought Monica left on her own. Well, we couldn't come to terms, but they made me leave 4 days early. That's what a lot of you don't know. And I just want to be honest with all of you today. So as you're signing on, feel free to ask me any questions. I want this to be an open book. I will tell you again, I reached out to Rene, and this is what I said. Hey there, I'd love to invite you on the show. I'm guessing you can't talk right now. When you can, I'd love to go getting real with Rene. I don't know what's going on over there, but it started with me back in 23. Then Anthony was fired, as you know, a couple of months ago. I said, they're really falling apart, aren't they? I'm so sorry your career there, and I do say there, ended this way. You deserved better than that. And I mean that. And he wrote back immediately and said, Monica, I appreciate you. And yes, we will eventually talk. And then I said, I'm here for you. You just let me know when you're ready. I'm going to talk about what's been happening in local news during today's segment of Wet Your Whistle. And I told him, raise a glass of bourbon with me or a beer. We used to all go out and have drinks during the 3 years that I was there. Such an incredible connection for sure. I said, raise a glass of bourbon, my friend, and I'll be raising a glass of wine. So I'm going to give a shout out to Pink, by the way, the singer. She is the one behind Two Wolves Wine. We're going to open that in just a second. To all of you, I want you to open up whatever you want to join and share with us. I said, I'll raise a glass to you, and just know it's so much better on this side. Trust me on that, I said. And then he did hands in prayer and said, bless you. Now, the other person I reached out to, who is still at Channel 5, he told me, let me give you quotes, because again, I want to be honest with you here. Oh, somebody just wrote me and said KSDK is trash. Now, look, they gave me a wonderful opportunity. So I'm not going to say that they're trash, but I will say the way these things are happening, it was straight up bullshit. I mean, I hope that Rennie's able to do something else and that this isn't the way his career ends, because that would just be so very unfortunate. But again, I'm not going to say who the person is that I reached out to, but I will tell you what his comment was. And this is what surprised me. Okay. He said, and I quote, I sent over this picture, by the way, and I want to thank my friend Jessica Cook, because Jessica's the one that reached out to me from Yuppie Puppies, who I'm going to be with tomorrow morning. And she sent this to me, which a lot of you have probably seen by now. And that was the picture from St. Louis Magazine announcing that he resigned, and that the staff was told this morning that he resigned. Now, I haven't watched local news in a long, long time. Good afternoon. Jessica says, I'm so over this. It's so sad. Kathy, good afternoon to you. Yeah, so if you don't know, I'm very interactive. Feel free to drop a comment wherever you want. Braden says, we won't we won't let it be the end of his career. He's a legend. Braden, absolutely. Good afternoon, Kathy, to you. Again, I'm looking over on Instagram right now. For all of you that are signing on, feel free to drop in a comment to Rene, because I have a feeling he's going to be watching this either live right now or he'll watch it later. So what do you want to say to Rene? I'm going to tell him thank you. Again, I look back at some old pictures of us, and I put them on Instagram just a little bit ago, but we have so many silly ones. One I can't show. I wish I could. I know I like to be real with you, but he always told me, oh my God, you could blackmail me, because he was always big goofball. So yeah, some wonderful pictures of he and I. That was side by side on a regular basis, very early in the morning. I'm going to tell you what, very hard worker. Again, Rene and myself anchoring together in the early morning hours. That man would get there at about 1 o'clock in the morning. He wouldn't leave until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Drop those comments in, folks. This is so disheartening, and I'm heartbroken for Rene, Lauren says. Absolutely. What a shame letting go of a great news anchor, Tara says. Linda says, I'm sorry. Happy for you and Anthony. Maybe Rene will do something similar. Okay, so I guess, Tara, I'm going to go right there. Actually, I'm sorry, Linda, I'm going to go right there. I actually wrote and said, if he is not already thinking of starting his own show, I am going to blow up his phone and tell him do it immediately. I know he can't talk yet. He did say he will come on when he is able to, and let's get real together. His My Lou, I know he does not want to end. So I hope he's able to continue that in whatever realm he's able to. I'd love for him to do something. Again, whatever that looks like. I know I heard, I haven't seen anything yet, but I do believe somebody told me that Anthony's doing weather on YouTube. So fantastic. We all can go out and do it on our own because we know how to do it. Somebody said he was starting to maybe sell some shirts or something like that. I would want to lead Anthony into a direction of making sure that this is the thing. I want to be able to consult a lot of people who are just getting ready to leave, whether they got fired, whether they're resigning, to do it the right way. And again, as Braden said over on Instagram, we can't let this be the end. For me, I knew a month before I was leaving, and I started my website, started the brand, launched the show in March of 2023. I've been doing the show. We're coming up on 750 shows in less than 3 years. So it's a beautiful thing because we have this audience. So many of you, by the way, that I saw commenting, and I'm going to go to some of these comments that were on my Facebook page of people saying, I'm not watching Channel 5 anymore. This is my question to you, though. Do you think it's not happening at every station? Because it is. So when I was at Channel 2, why did I leave? A lot of people wanted to know, why the heck did you leave? I didn't want to. I had incredible friends over there. It was all about opportunities. And again, I have to thank Channel 5 for giving me the opportunity that I was looking for 15 years when I was at Channel 2. So I do, again, you always want to look at the positives. Look, Rene had a 21-year career there long before he was in many other stations, came to St. Louis. I remember covering sports, and then he took over. My internship was actually at Channel 5 with Mike Bush. So there's some really class act people that are still there that I'm sure are silenced, that can't talk, you're probably going to see them leaving very soon as well. We've got 170 of you on right now on my Facebook page, 198, 199 on total. As people are signing on, feel free to drop comments in. Let me see here. John says, it is so sad. Janice, it does seem like there's a big turnover with the younger reporters. Okay, we're going to get into that, by the way, because some people are commenting saying you lose someone who's been in the business for a while and they replace you with two people who are straight out of journalism school. 100%, you are not wrong. That is the problem. But guess why it's happening, folks? Because they don't have the advertiser anymore. They don't have the advertisers. They don't have the money. They can't pay these salaries of true journalists. Janice says it seems like the older ones that have been there for a while are the ones to get the X. Of course it is. Yes, we're making more money, but hey, we know our value. We've been there. And if the advertisers were still there, they'd be able to pay it. Guess where the advertisers are right now? Right here on streaming platforms. Because why? They know that's where you get your news. You might all say, no, I still watch the local news. Not like you used to. Not like when I got into the business 30 years ago. It has changed drastically. People are not listening to local radio anymore. They're listening to satellite. If they're doing that, they've got their own playlist. People are not watching local news anymore. They are doing this, right? They're scrolling, getting their information on their telephones as quick as they want to, and then they're moving on. Yes, but you're right, Janice. They are getting the X. So are they trying to save money, or why did they do this? I don't understand. They absolutely are. Janice, they don't have the advertisers. I saw the writing on the board when I was leaving. So I'm going to be real here with you. So Channel 5 and I sat down. They offered me a 3-year contract in the fall of 2022. It was a gut punch by what they were offering. A 1% raise. Okay. By the way, I knew somebody who was getting a 10% raise that worked with me on a daily basis. I worked my butt off day in and day out, working and, wearing multiple hats. And then it came back of me giving what I wanted to offer, or what I knew I was supposed to be being paid according to two agents. I gave that back to them, and they said, oh, we're pretty far apart here, right? And then at that point, it was them breaking down negotiating. I've never talked about this publicly. They broke down the negotiations and said, we're not going to continue, and told me that we were going to part ways, right? I was given the opportunity, though, from a class standpoint, to stay there until the beginning of the year. But then, 4 days before I was supposed to say goodbye to all of you and not so abruptly leave, suddenly it was, nope, we're just going to part ways like this. And I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Rene is not getting a chance to say goodbye. He will, though, through his social media pages, I hope, in some way. Anthony was not able to say goodbye. He was fired. According to St. Louis Magazine, they're saying that Rene resigned, that the staff was told this morning. In fact, for those of you that have still been watching, you saw Mercedes on this morning, and evidently she must have said she was filling in for him. And that was not the case. Evidently, he was already gone. Like I said, Rene has responded to me with prayers saying, I so appreciate you. But let me read the comment that came in from someone who does still work there. And he said this, speechless. They told us he had resigned this morning, wouldn't say anything else. This thing is going down the tubes. And then he put in parentheses, as you know. This particular person, who I will not name because he's still there, he and I met at an event a handful of months ago. Not met, but met up, I should say, because we've known each other for years. And he's like, Monica, it's crazy over there. It's absolutely crazy going down. And I said, look, I saw, as I told you, the writing on the wall years ago when I saw how poorly the ratings were, not just for Channel 5, but for Fox, for KMOV, all the local stations. That's why this description says local news. What the heck is happening to it? Well, this is what's been happening. Even though people are going to say, oh, I still watch, not like you used to. And that is why advertisers don't want to put their advertising dollars behind the local stations anymore. Plain and simple. It is not like it used to be. Now, I'm surprised none of you have asked yet, or maybe you have because there's a ton of comments coming in. Will it ever be like it was? No. This is a very fast, very evolving medium. And it's what, look, you can get stuff so quick by going to ChatGPT, asking AI so quickly what's up in local news. You can ask it anything and it's spitting it out to you in seconds. So why do you need to watch hours and hours and hours of local news when you're just looking for something quickly? You can even ask Siri or Alexa, what's the top news? They'll give it to you. If you want something more in depth, you can click on it. So yes, digital platforms became very popular. I know, sweetheart. Became very popular when I was there. That really took kind of center stage, right? Because people weren't watching in real time for hours on end. Will it ever be the same? There's no way. Hey, sweetie, stop. So Sharon says, such a sad thing. He will be missed. So much love and respect for you. This is just the beginning of a new era. You're a great man and you have a lot to offer this world. Again, drop any comments in that you want to, because I want Rene to see this, to know that he was loved. I will say this. I found a text message, and I'm going to read you that in just a second, for when I left. And I didn't hear from Rene for 24 hours. And it actually saddened my heart, but I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. Leela, I love Kay, Rene, and Kelly being the anchors. Not anymore. Babs, good afternoon. How are you? What are the reasons they did this to you, Anthony, and now Rene? Shame on KSDK. You know, look, they want to control certain aspects of how you do the news. According to Anthony's comments, as you saw, they wanted him to push more weather on streaming platforms. All they want to do is give you more hours, more work, less pay. That is what was happening. Okay, so Starla, you say, I quit watching Channel 5 for a while. I moved Anthony Slaughter as well as you. You're frustrated with that, right? Colleen says, I'm sad. Debbie, good luck to Rene. I follow Anthony on Facebook. He's the best. That's the place to be. Debbie, it's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's X, it's Instagram, it's Rumble, it's LinkedIn, now Twitch. I mean, look, we're live right now. Here's my hubby. He can weigh in on what happened when I was let go. Yeah, you are. So here, pour us some wine.
For operational support.
Pour us some wine. I told him we're going to tag Pink in this because that's the wine from Pink. Okay. So real quick. So anyway, Colleen says sad. I love him. Yes. So Anthony is on, I believe, YouTube. Is that what I heard, that he's doing weather on YouTube? He should put his, actually, let's drink out of both and let's see what they taste like. The opener. So folks, if Rene does in fact decide to start his own show, I would love to consult and tell him, look, make sure that you're on every platform. And I ask each and every one of you, what platform do you want us to be on that we're not on? Okay, so that's where Rumble came from. That's where Twitch came from. We were on Instagram initially, Facebook initially, YouTube initially, and then they started growing. So a lot of you that are watching this afternoon may not have known, and a lot of people were asking, well, Monica, where did you go? Right here. Right here, because this is where I knew you were watching. Again, 2.5 years now we've been doing this show, or a little over, and we've done almost 700 shows in that time frame every single morning at 7 a.m. And I knew that you wanted local news. So I give you what I call news you can use. Why? Because I know you don't want to be disheartened by all the negative things that are going on. But I dig deep into what do you want to know? What local news? What national news? And if it is a negative tone, well, then it becomes community. What can we do about it, right? We're not turning a deaf ear to what's going on in the world, but it's not shoving it down your face. And that wasn't one of the things that I can tell you all of us got disheartened by. We would give ideas. And while Rene was able to do My Lou, I was able to do Monica in the Metro or Monica's motivational moments. They're then ripped away from you, and you sit there and ask, why? Why? This is what the world wants. They don't want pop. There you go. They don't want, do you? I'm asking all of you because we've got 218 on right now. I'm asking all of you, what do you want? What do you want to tune into? Because that's what Rene wants to know. That's what Anthony wants to know. That's what I want to know. That's what anybody else wants to know. John Pertzborn, if you know, from Fox 2, John is getting ready to retire. But my question is it hopefully that it's his time? Or do the veterans feel the push of it's time to go? We don't have the money to pay anymore. I'm not going to name names on this particular one, but I do know people that are at KSDK that had to take a pay cut. Why? Well, because they can't throw that kind of money around like they did 20 years ago, right? You know, well, you've heard this. I'm not going to say who, but there were people who used to make like $500,000 to $750,000 a year to give you the news. And then you got people like Howard Stern that make millions, but that's an entertaining side.
I'm not in the news game, honey. I wouldn't know about
Yeah,
that.
he always goes, how much you guys make? To what? To read news?
That's unacceptable.
Hey, these are the guys that really need to be paid. That's very true. Our teachers, our police officers, our first responders, I don't have any yet.
That's what he did.
Oh, I thought you were trying to cheers me. For all of you that are signing on, this is a very real, very transparent wet your whistle. Colleen said, I'm sad I love him. Billy said, I love Rene. My husband was surprised surplused after 21 years with his job. Okay, it's just sickening that companies can do this to people after them giving their companies so much of their lives. Look, here, I'll ask you in your own field. We're all
what?
What do you finish the sentence? What do we always hear?
I don't know what you're even talking about.
All right. For all of you, finish the sentence.
You're catching me off guard here.
All of you that think that your job is...
Oh, you're easily replaced.
There we go. You're easily replaced at a cheaper rate. So all these people are saying...
All these kids coming out of college.
You got to talk up.
I said all these kids coming out of college.
Okay, so
they don't have to pay them.
They're saying that you can get rid of a veteran and then replace them with 2 people or even 3 people by that time.
Somebody that has no life experience.
Yep. Do they have the journalistic integrity? That is my question to you. Do you want to see these 20-something-year-old kids doing the news? I will tell you this, because their age people are not watching the news, so why are they reporting it?
Weren't they field reporters when they first started? Wasn't that the progression? You started in the field, and then you worked your way inside to a news desk, and so on and so forth.
During my time and my beginning, you had to have 5 years behind. You had to have 5 years behind the anchor desk before you could ever move into a top 20 market. So our question always was, well, how the heck do you expect us to get that? Well, I guess we have to move out of the market, right? For me, I worked in radio and did that for 12 years in news before I ever came to TV. And I'm like, I didn't pay my dues. Do you all think I paid my dues in 12 years of busting my ass doing radio news?
You hustled.
Yeah, but then you have a person. It's kind of like the kid I had on the other day. He had a teacher who didn't believe him, told him that his idea was unrealistic. And he didn't believe them. If you don't know the story, it's Drew Davis. He's behind Crippling Hot Sauce. He was just on with us. Then he was on Kelly Clarkson just a couple hours later. So he's on both of our shows yesterday. He was not going to listen to what that person had to say. For me, I took it for 15 years at Fox for a person who put me in a corner until, and this is where I said I have to thank Channel 5. I have to thank Carol, and I have to thank the rest of the team over at Channel 5. Alicia, thank you. Because they did give me an opportunity, but then those same people pulled it away.
They sure did.
Right? So do you want to be real with them and tell them what happened?
No, but it opened up another door for you.
Which is what I'm saying about Rene. Rene, I do hope you watch this. And my friend, because again, he was texting me back earlier, if you listen to this, you see it, the people are all dropping in comments for you, you are going to see it is so much better on this side. Jim, you've never seen me happier, have you?
You're doing great, babe. You really are.
Support.
You're killing
my
it.
Support staff over here. Kathy says he's awesome and it's their loss. And I didn't even know about Anthony. Yeah, Anthony was fired about 2-3 months ago. Joyce, Rene, you will be missed. Best of luck in any new adventure. I'm really sad you will be missed. Karen, blessing in disguise. There it is. Boy, Karen, you nailed it. It is absolutely a blessing in disguise because I'm going to tell you right now, this side of the microphone, this side of the camera, when you can do what you want to do, it is so empowering. Mm-hmm. Again, Tessa's just walking on her pool cover right now.
Control your destiny.
Tessa's on the pool cover. Yes, we do control our destiny at this point. And look, all the years that Rene's put in, that I put in, that Anthony put in, that anybody else that has been let go, you know how to do it. Go show them and take that viewership away. Here's the question I was asked when I started this show. Why didn't you sleep in after all the years of getting up early? You know the answer.
Oh, you're a hustler. You can't sleep in.
Well, it wasn't that. It was a smart businesswoman. My comment immediately was, I want to take those viewers away from Channel 2, Channel 5, and tell them you don't need to tune in. So for those of you that are saying the comments that you are right now, saying, I will watch 2 or I will watch 4, you don't think it happens over there? It does. Now, do I think that the people over at 2 have lasted longer? Yes, I will say that. There's 162 comments of you all commenting on my post. Now, my sister-in-law commented.
It's become commonplace, I think, for them to push veterans out. I really do.
Well, and you see it in national news, too.
Yeah, they're pushing them all to the side.
And so what's happening now is you have somebody that's just out of journalism school, and they're told, hey, do this for about 6 months, and we'll put you behind the anchor desk.
Put you on the desk.
Yeah, and they don't even. Here's the thing that frustrates me. Here's what frustrates me. They're putting and stringing words together that are not even in the English vocabulary. I'm just like, that's what you want to watch?
I think it's in their vocabulary.
Yeah, but it's slang. Doesn't it frustrate you all? Okay, let me look. I'm very big on you all commenting. Starla, I loved Anthony, not moved. Oh, love, not moved. He was supposed to cover the Olympics. He did that. Yeah, correct. He did that on a regular basis. Now he could probably freelance it though. Rene still do it and be an influencer because now they give credentials to influencers.
I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. So I watched, during the presidential election on the Democratic side.
I'm not sure what an influencer is.
Are you all? Well, you guys know. So during the presidential election on the Democratic side and on the Republican side, I knew people that were influencers and they said that they were going. And I said, how? They go, oh, we got media credentials. Influencers. And that's where you're getting your news from, by the way. Do you think this is scary for our world? Okay, so Catherine says, how about a show with you, Anthony, and Rene together? I reached out to Rene. Rene said he will absolutely come on when he's able to talk. Jim, what are the reasons they did this to you, Anthony, and now Rene? Shame on KSDK. Best of luck to him and others. So I've given you a little bit of that, Jim, but if you have more questions, ask. Karen, I've met him a few times out in the wild, and he was so amazing out in the wild. He also interviewed me in my home from Mylou. I'm a huge fan, always will be. Bert, good afternoon. So many good people have left, right down to Cindy Pressler years ago. Yeah, but then Cindy went and did her own thing in Florida.
I had no idea.
Yes, because everybody knows we can do it, and we can do it better because our hands aren't strapped. What did the person from Channel 5 say? They're not saying right now. Okay, so that was a question from Diane. Well, hold on. Unless you're talking about
that's unknown.
You might be. Well, they might be talking about the text message that I got. I did just say that, so hopefully you got that. I cannot say who it is. No. I don't want to put them in jeopardy because they are still there. But hopefully you got that. Rena, thank you, Rene, for your years of service to St. Louis. We love you. God bless you. 21 years here in St. Louis. Jessica, I find it very suspicious that it is all these who are strong people and great people. Rene would go above and beyond for anyone and anything. He has reached out to me about a story once, and he was real. They're going to lose viewership. They already have. That's what they're scared about. Stephanie, Rene was one of the few bright spots in that place. I hope that he finds something outside of KSDK that brings him joy like we did. So here's the thing. Will he do his own show? I don't know. He might be tired of this. Look, there's 301 people on.
Very good.
All right. Everyone wants to weigh in on this. I told you all, I was posting saying, come on, let's be real about this. I know you're ticked off. I guess the reason why I didn't know about Anthony, because I stopped watching the news since you give us the news. Yes, Kathy, and I thank you. So for all of you right now, I'm letting you all know, if you didn't know, right here, every morning, 7 a.m., I will give you news you can use. Here's the thing that Channel 5, Channel 2, Channel 4 would never do. They're not going to ask you, what would you like to see? And we'll give you more of that. But I will, right? They just throw in your face what they think you want to see.
Well, that's the beauty of going out on your own. You control
your destiny.
Content.
Correct.
Yes, you control your content.
And I'm going to ask you all right now. Look, there's 300 of you on. What do you want to see on a show? That's what I'll ask you, because that's what we're going to give you. Jillian said, I do understand. Just like every other business, they don't want to pay people their value. So people leave and they find other jobs, if that's the case. Bert, thank you, Rene, for all the great years. Vicky, you, Anthony, now Rene. I predict the death of the news. I've been watching since I was a kid. It's so sad. It is the demise of news as you knew it. You don't watch local news. You haven't watched in years.
In a long while.
He does still watch national news. So what makes you watch national news?
The content's more interesting to me.
And you don't want to be void of what's going on.
I live the local news. I don't need to see it.
For those of you that don't know, he is a lieutenant with our St. Louis County Police. Again, our true heroes that are out there, that they also, not by their people they work for, but by the public, they turned on them. I mean, this is what happens in the world. Now they're coming back.
No, the majority support us, for goodness sakes. Yes.
Well, there was a short time period. Yeah. I would say minority.
Yes.
The minority.
Yes.
Okay, but now what's happening, right? Who's standing behind us? Hi, Louisa Allen. Hi, she says, hi, Monica. Hi. Love Rene. Yep, here's the being very real. Debbie says, this is effed up. It is. Something's wrong on 5. Wishing good things for him. Look, he will bounce back. In fact, he's very big into the community. He does a ton of MC work, auctioneering work. That's not going to end.
You don't have to give that to me.
Oh, you don't want to talk?
No,
okay.
I'm good.
He's shy. He's just going to sit here and drink with me. If you have any questions for him, feel free to ask.
No,
all right, John
no
Carney. John Carney's watching. AM radio is the place to be. John, I wish. I don't know. You tell me. I think that listenership and viewership is down across the board in all aspects of the mediums that we knew. It is all streaming now. Guess what?
Johnson titles was thought.
No, absolutely. But I'm telling you, just to be honest, I've seen listenership and viewership down. So what has happened? John, if you're still on, tell me if your station has also had you start podcast. Because guess what? That's what the TV stations did. They had their own, and then they started having, and I still see it happening right now, they are having their own anchors start their own podcast, but not on their own. They're making them do it under their umbrella. So guess what that means?
I wasn't aware of
that. What does that mean? It means they are, what do you think? He wants me to say it. They are telling you what the content can be. You're going to do your own show under your own name, but it's under our umbrella. So we're going to be the ones that are in charge of your content. I mean, that's what's happening. Rene, we will miss you so much, Kathy says. Candy Cox, so sad to hear. Rene's leaving Channel 5. He's the best. I am following Anthony. He's doing good. Right, Candy, now you can follow me. I'll give you news you can use. If Rene pops up with something, then you can follow him. Anthony can give you weather, or we've got our own little weather guy. He is an aspiring meteorologist that is on with us every Monday, every Friday. He is phenomenal. He'll give you the weather. And we've got a sponsor for him, by the way, that is furthering his education. So there's these cool things that we can do with our sponsorship money. John Pertzborn leaving or retiring makes you wonder. See, that's what Tara said. I do believe he is retiring.
Yeah, John's had
40 years. Oh my gosh, our dog is on the pool
coat. I think he's ready to retire. Hey, come on.
Can we all do this? Whether you have a mocktail or a cocktail in your hand, or you got water, iced tea, I don't care. Can we raise a glass to Rene? Raise a glass to Rene.
Water.
You've got wine right there.
Yeah, I just worked out though.
Oh, I did too. Right. Cheers, Rene. Thank you for all the years here in St. Louis. I am sorry that you were done wrong this way, so abruptly. Again, it's saying that he resigned, but why? He had to be pushed. I'm telling you right now, folks, just like what happened to me in 2023, there is no way that Rene would have left like this. There's no way that I would have left without officially saying goodbye on that Friday like I was supposed to, instead of being abruptly let go. And then fortunately, I had my platform going already. I did all that behind the scenes. Rene, my friend, please do it as quickly as you can. Put a website up. maybe a new channel going, or he's able to take that and just take KSDK off of the name of Rene Knott. He's very active on X. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. Carrie says younger folks don't watch local news, if any news. See, exactly. So why is the younger folks giving you the news? KSDK will lose more viewers.
What is that platform they're getting their news from?
TikTok.
Little snippets. Yes.
Instagram.
I have nothing further.
Oh, I thought TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
This is your show.
No, it's not.
I'm here for
this.
Support.
I like it. Look, I do Wet Your Whistle on Wednesdays at 4:00 with a cast of characters. I say.
Yes, you do.
Karen says, thank you, Monica, Anthony, and Rene. You will be missed. Rene will miss you, Susie says. Julie, I love Rene. So sad. Sorry about what happened with you, but look at you now. I know, right? Again, here's what I want you all to do before you sign off. There's 300 of you. Do me a favor, click like on this page and you will immediately get notified when we go live. Because some people are like, I don't know when you're on. You will get that live notification like it's right now on all of the platforms. And so just for you to know, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. right here on whatever platform you're watching on, 4:00 every Wednesday afternoon, Wet Your Whistle. Sometimes at Defiance Ridge Vineyards. I mean, look, I'm going to put it up right now on the screen. And this is what I want Rene to see. I want Anthony to see. Anybody else that wants to get ready to leave. Look at this.
A bug in my water.
Right here. Do you see that? Thank you to our sponsors that we could not do it without. And look at all of the names. These are all the people supporting a channel like this that brings hope, inspiration, positivity, light to the world, stories that I know you want to see, shining the spotlight on incredible human beings, our local people here from St. Louis, from Southern Illinois. We travel outside. We went to Fredericksburg, Texas. I've done shows in Italy. I did shows in Cabo San Lucas recently. That's the beautiful thing. We can do the show anywhere and build a much bigger audience than we had just in local news. So yeah, all of these people are stepping forward saying, I want to be a part of this. Well, why wouldn't you? Okay, so Tara says, so was John Pertzborn being let go? And is he just going to retire? I wonder. Bert, I stopped watching most of the news channels because I don't trust them. News has become more tabloid news, in my opinion. You agree with that?
Locally, I don't know. I don't watch the
so
local.
Well, you did decide to stop. What made you stop? You think it became tabloid?
No, not necessarily. Not my opinion necessarily, but no, it just, like I said, I don't need to watch it. I live it day in and day out. Why do I want to watch it also?
Well, yeah, but it's still what's going on in our community, right? People don't want to be void of what's going on in St. Louis. You can find the events that are going on, and honestly,
I have you for letting me know what events are
I
going
do
on
that
because you're tuned into all that.
But aren't you all watching on your own Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever channels?
Those are the things I don't have, so no.
YouTube.
Obviously.
You do YouTube. You can watch shows on there. But all of you, isn't this what happens? People are all over the place with these things. And this is how they tell the stories.
Yes,
they video and they post it. I know that frustrates you because they are their own reporters. They have no background whatsoever, but this is where you're getting the news from them doing that. Bert says, I stopped watching most of the news because I don't trust them. Mishia says, wow, Dre, media is a cold game. Janice, did Randy Naughton retire or was she let go like this?
She retired.
Yes.
She retired.
I would have.
John's retiring.
John is retiring and Randy. Randy has been a good friend for a long time. Guess what? Randy started her own thing. She had more to say, right? So more to say with Randy Knott. She started it. She's on YouTube. I don't know if she's on any other platforms, but she's on YouTube. Follow all of your local news anchors, reporters that you love. Support them. That's how they'll keep going, right? We don't need to have the stations. But I'm going to stress this. We would not be anything without them. So will I forever thank WIL, KMOX, KSDK, Fox 2, yes, KJCF in my very early days. Why? Because I wouldn't have this for 30 years.
No, they've molded you.
Yes.
Those experiences have molded
but they
you.
also tried to hold you back, unfortunately. Right? Saying, well, you can't do this.
They want to
control.
Keep you in a lane, and this is the message we want to get across.
Yep. So Janice, yes, Randy did retire. I mean, look, she was there for a long, long time. John did retire. It really was time for them to go, but they probably also saw the writing on the wall that they've been there for a long time. They make more money. And were they going to have another 5 years? I don't know about that. Margie's still there. Glenn Zimmerman's still there. They do have a lot of the people. I will say that about Fox. They do have a lot of the people that they had for a while still there. Dre, looking good, Monica. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Kathy, we still watch, but we are over 70, so we don't count. You know what, Kathy? You do count, but according to advertisers, supposedly they don't think you do. Yeah, whoever came up with that. 25 to 54-year-olds. That means that you don't matter.
I'm insignificant now.
Right?
Yes,
or
my opinion doesn't matter any longer.
That's what they think. But that doesn't make any sense to me. How does that make sense? Because you still buy, right? You still buy products.
Oh, of course I do.
So why do you not matter? Doesn't that tick you all off? Also, from a radio standpoint, we would always be like, oh, the station down the hall, they're 18 to 34-year-olds. And we were 25 to 54-year-olds for WIL and for KMOX. That was the demographic that mattered. That's who supposedly the advertisers wanted to put their money behind. And I was always like, oh, so I guess if you're 17 and under and over 54, none of you matter in life, even though you absolutely have an influence on your parents if you're younger, or my mom had an influence on things of mine, and she was like, I don't matter. I'm like, according to this, you don't. Yeah. Julie said hi, Tess. Yep, because she's barking in the background. Jillian, I even canceled my Hulu because it was getting expensive, and I see all of the news online. Chris, thanks for the insight, Monica. You're welcome. Jessica, prayers to Rene, Anthony, and those to come. You are truly amazing people. Kathy said, this is so sad. Karen, watching hours of local news ends up repeating themselves over and over again. I know you, Anthony, and Rene on social. Correct. We would rinse and repeat like you do your hair. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. We would do shows or segments, whatever. 6:30, same dang thing all over again. Why? Well, the answer behind that is people are signing on every second. So yes, they had to repeat some of it, but how often in that hour did you actually get something that you used? That's my question. And how often in that hour did it make you feel good about yourself? How much of it was positive? We wanted to do more positive, and it was met with a deaf ear, unfortunately. Matthew, why are they picking on the morning show and not the evening? Oh, that is a very good question. No kidding.
Who's reporting the news in the evening?
Mike Bush is there. Kelly Jackson is there. Scott Connell is there. But I'm going to tell you right now, Mike is not, there's no way Mike's got much left. Mike's been there for 40 years in sports and in news. And when I was there, Mike was concerned about his own job. I guess obviously they did renew his contract. But yeah, Matthew, that is a great question. Exactly. Why? Or maybe they're next. They're going to be on the chopping block. There's no way they're going to be able to keep them. Look,
the numbers come into play.
Well, absolutely, numbers come into play. So maybe it was better, but
not getting any viewership.
Here would be why, though, they're not getting viewership in the morning, because they were axing everybody. Nobody wants to watch. They got rid of me. They got rid of Anthony. They got rid of Rene. Who do they have left? Mercedes just came on, and let me give her major props. Mercedes is a very talented journalist, and I wish her the best. But pretty soon, I'm going to tell you right now, remember this show. 5 years from now, there's no way local news is going to look like it is right now, if it even still exists. It's impossible. Jessica, Monica, you are wonderful for doing this. I listen to you in the morning while getting ready. Thank you. I appreciate it. Chris says, hi, Jim. Chris is the one who has Tessa's sister.
Oh,
that we met one time. Isn't that crazy? So Chris Grass reached out to me and said, I think I have your dog's sister. Crazy. Patty Ann, so sorry to lose Rene. I hope he gets a Facebook page. I'll follow him like I do Anthony. He has a Facebook page, but he's going to need to change it and take KSDK off. And then just say what ours all say, which is digital creator. When it asks you what is your job, digital creator, influencer. That it kind of gives you that title. Let's see, Colleen, also on Facebook, Friends with Anthony. Colleen, welcome to the show. Looking forward to having you on future shows. Patty Ann, the same way. Jessica, hey, Jim and the puppies. Barb, Anthony is on all platforms. Yeah, I know he's on Facebook, Instagram, and then now I think he's on YouTube. Carol, I follow Anthony, you, and now I will follow Rene. Please do so. Trent, best dressed woman around. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love my fashion. Wit, I was sad to see Anthony go, and now Rene. Jamie, how awesome, Monica. You are explaining all of this. We viewers knew something was going on. I follow you and Anthony and now Rene. Rene, amazing man, and he'll be hugely missed. Be sure to keep following, though. Again, don't let him not be relevant. But I also hope that he is active on social media, because that's what happens. If people all of a sudden disappear, you start to forget about them.
Irrelevant.
And then, you become irrelevant, and then you try to launch it back up. Colleen says, real, not fake news. That's right. Birdie, what a kick in the butt. I am so done by this. Darla, what we had, the bosses don't have a clue. Get down, Adelaide. Colleen, how is money made by podcasts? Okay, because sponsorships. That is where people are wanting to put their money now. So they know you get your news here. They know you get your entertainment here. This is where I spotlight local businesses. I do mobile Monicas, by the way. We take this show on the road the same way we did when I was at Channel 2. We would do In Your Neighborhood. When I was at Channel 5, we would go out into the communities. I thought that was one of the most incredible things because I love meeting all of you. I was always very big on thanking you for giving me my career. Without you listening, without you watching, we're nothing, right? And without sponsors, we're nothing as well. So we do our mobile Monicas. You saw that's normally from our sponsor, Defiance Ridge Vineyards. We can do that, though, from literally anywhere. So that is where I make money from mobile Monicas. I make money from all those sponsors you just saw. They want to put their money behind real, not fake news, real people. Real news, Yvonne said, is what most want to hear. Amen, sister. And now you're going to get it. Just follow me and I will give it to you every morning. And I will ask you every day what you want to see more of. And I will deliver that to you.
Not to forget, if they can't catch you in the morning, they can
always exactly, Jim, good point. So for those of you that are like, wait a minute, I can't watch at 7 a.m. I'm running the kids to school or I'm running off to work. That's the other beauty of streaming is it is always there for you. Now, here's the bad thing about Meta. They started deleting shows.
Hang on to that. I don't need that.
They started deleting shows after 30 days. So, yeah. So Facebook, well, actually, as soon as I get done on Instagram, it goes away immediately. Facebook, controlled by Meta, they do delete shows after 30 days. I don't know why that started, but all these shows, over 700 shows, are there from when I started this, and they're all on YouTube, which, by the way, a lot of you follow me on Facebook, and you're already hitting the like button, subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. People hear the word subscribe, you think it costs something. You just click subscribe so that you get that notification, and then we give you what you want, what you need on a regular basis. So I want you, even if you're following me on Facebook, to hit subscribe because sometimes I will go on and give you special features that I don't do on the other channels. Real news is what we most want to hear. Exactly. Jessica, real news, real weather, no fluff. You got it. That's what we give you. Adrian says, I love knowing what's going on around the area on weekends and during the week, new places to eat. That's another thing we give you. So I do Foodie Friday. We do Medical Mondays. We do Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. We do Positive Talk Time Thursday, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Y'all know, obviously, I love my babies. If you're a pet lover, we give you that. Again, everything that I thought went really well in TV and radio, that is what we give you, putting it all together in your show. We lost a bright light in a dim world. Rene is truly one of a kind, Billy says. Mark, sorry about Rene. He's the best. I feel for Bush and Cusimano. They could be next. Yes, all of the veterans. I'm telling you, there's no way they can afford them. Janice, everybody's replaceable is what I was always told.
Or don't want to afford them.
They don't want to afford them? They don't.
I'm sure they can.
How can they if they don't have any advertisers?
I'm sure they have means. I just think they don't want to.
Well, they're not going to be able to for long because they don't have advertisers. Yes, Janice, you filled in the blank, what I was looking for. Everyone's replaceable. Mm-hmm. And if you think you're not, think again. That's why so many of us are becoming our own boss.
Go younger and cheaper.
Younger, cheaper. You're right. Everyone's replaceable, Billy said. Yes, see, they're all answering the question from earlier. Replaceable, pay younger, cheaper labor. Chris, journalistic integrity is sadly lacking. Amen. Jillian, after 27 years of my company, I found a second job and looking for another full-time job because they don't want to pay us more or they cut our hours and overtime. Kim says they can't report the news like it's supposed to be. Oh, Lord, how the times are changing. That's Kim Prevalette. Darla Yoakum. Look at Karen Foss. They didn't push her. Why are they doing it now? Okay, Karen was in a different time frame. Karen was probably the last of the true, classy, amazing journalist. She is definitely my role model. She was able to say goodbye, and shortly thereafter, it started changing. Matt, you and Jim could never be replaced. You're both great. Matt, Jake. Well, thank you. This is my co-anchor. You are great, Monica, for doing this and everything else you do. Karen, I appreciate that. Diane Karcher. Why did
co-anchor?
Why? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go back to that. Okay. Yes. I hope you're still on, Diane. Why? What did Rene text you after you left? Thank you for reminding me to go to that. So I was, and you remember this, I was disheartened by the fact that I did not hear from Rene. And in fact, I reached out to him and said, I am really hurt by the fact that you didn't write me. And this is what he wrote back. Okay, folks? So Let's look. Let me find Rene. Stop it.
Oh, little girl.
Okay.
You're doing great.
So
hang in there.
When I left, I wrote this. I'm sorry. I wrote to him, and this was Rene's comment back to me. January 3rd, 2023, taking you back in time, because that was the day after I was let go. Good morning, Monica. It has taken me some time to gather myself. No, I did not respond or reach out on Monday afternoon, because I wrote him and he didn't respond, and I was surprised. He said, I apologize, but I didn't want to just say, I'm sorry or good luck. You deserved better than that, just as you deserved better than what you were handed on Monday. I want to let you know that I felt defeated, embarrassed, and sadness talking to our boss. I hate the fact that it was out of my control and that I could not make it better and have it work for all of us. I left the station reflecting on my own disappointment in 2004 when his contract wasn't renewed, like mine wasn't. And at that time, he was in Washington, D.C., and how helpless he felt. But guess what? That brought him to us in St. Louis. So as Jim said earlier, there's always something better coming for you. Rene, it's coming. Trust me. Or maybe it's just finally time for you to spend time with Marla and your kids, yes. Right? Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what he's a very faith-based person. Paid his dues. Yep, you've paid your dues, my friend, and maybe it's time for you now to relax and actually enjoy retiring, even though you didn't get to retire on your own free will. He said, but I know you're a mentally strong woman with a tremendous support staff, and you will not be denied. And he said this, they say the Lord works in mysterious ways. Maybe this is one of those times. Rene said, I pray that it is. I pray you have fulfillment and purpose in the days to come. And Monica, as you say, know your value and don't let anyone squash your self-respect.
And you are fulfilled and you do have purpose.
Now,
no doubt about that.
Did it make sense to me why he didn't do it initially? Nobody wanted to gather his words. Mm-hmm. And then that showed class and when he wrote that to me. So, folks, it's been happening. It's been happening. So, Diane, sorry I wasn't able to read that earlier. Tammy, I'd like to see more stories of good-hearted people who still do the right thing. That's what I'm giving you. Tammy, I give that to you on a regular basis, especially on Tuesdays. Mondays have a tendency to have a wellness, a medical tone to it. But it all has to do with women's health, men's health, your kids' health. And Tammy, what I do is I actually say, email me. Let me put it up here for you. For those of you that are brand new, because I see a lot of new names that probably didn't know that I was doing this. If you have a story that you would like for me to do, you have a person you would like for me to feature, I just ask you to reach out. Now, this is my email address. It's also going to talk about sponsorship, and that's how we keep it going. So if you're a business and you're like, hey, let's do this together, real news, positive news, uplifting news, you email me and you tell me about the incredible people that we have right here, the incredible businesses that have made it, that have stuck it out. You know, we just heard Rooster, I believe, closing in Clayton. That's with Bailey's. There's a handful that are saying, I can't make it because people aren't supporting us anymore. They're not going. I mean, how do you think they're going to last? It's the same way as local news. You aren't watching. Advertisers aren't paying. Restaurants are suffering. Bars are suffering. What is going to happen to them? The demise of local business? Because why? Amazon, big box stores, chomping that all up. It is really sad, but it is a reality. This is what is happening in our world. I'd like to see, one door closes to a bigger and better door being opened. Stara is so correct.
I agree with that.
Barb, sucks for Rene, but he will be back bigger and stronger. Yes. Janice, things always happen for a reason. It might not be the best at the time, but you'll end up on the right side of things in the end. Colleen, did Art retire or was he let go? Art retired. Art had been there for a long, long time. And in fact, Art would have never saw himself becoming a news director, but he was given that opportunity from sports to news to that. So yes, he did retire. Cindy, everything happens for a reason as you are living proof. Thank you. Danielle said, you two are so cute. Yeah. Amanda, the three of you should start your own program. Okay, look, Anthony's doing his thing, so watch his weather. Whit, he retired, yes. Didn't this all start with Cindy Pressler being let go as well? Cindy then went and found something bigger and better to do in Florida. I want half your energy, Monica. Love the show. Thanks for being so real. This energy goes all day, by the way.
Oh, it sure does.
And I don't drink caffeine.
No, you sure don't.
He always says, what the heck? Are you leaving?
You're a powerhouse. I'm going to feed our animals. You're a powerhouse.
The babies are going to go eat. All right, I'm going to stay with you all. We're not going anywhere. Let me see. I'm going to make sure you're all heard. That's the other thing that I make sure that I do. If you want to comment, you want to say anything, I want to make sure you're heard and we get a chance to talk together. That is also something we weren't able to do in TV. I have not had a chance to go over to Instagram. Let me do that real quick. Oh, a ton of people over there as well. Let's see. Da, 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 da. P Funk, absolutely love Rene. Hope to see his smiling face someplace else very soon. Yep. Companies don't care. I was at my job 45 years and bye bye. They did me a favor. That's from MAMAGER 60. Oh, MAMAGERT 60 on Instagram. Rene is the highest guard. He's an amazing newscaster and person. Okay, right as we're saying this, I've got a butterfly. Love it. Faith, you were ahead of the curve. I got lucky. I was blessed, right? Jeffrey, regular folks are on the go, not sitting at home watching TV in the morning. I listen on the go and while I'm walking in the morning. So, Jeffrey, that's the beautiful thing about having something like this where it's streaming. Tammy said, I wondered what was going on. Enjoyed watching you on Fox 2 always. I appreciate that, 2006 young, but now you can watch right here. I'm sorry I had to get off now, but this is fascinating. I've been around since the advent of the news on network TV, and how it changed is unbelievable. Keep those comments coming in. I'm going to go back over here to Facebook. Not to mention that they use and like all the time. Yeah, Misty, that's going back to the comments of the younger generation. And look, I've got a lot of friends that I worked with when I was at 5 and 2, and I think they're incredible, but you've got to pay your dues. And you have to understand the English language, and you have to understand a difference between talking to your girlfriends and your boyfriends in slang when you're off the air, and then when you get on the air and you get pitched to in the field and you don't say, thanks, guys. No, you say, thanks, Rene. Thanks, Monica. Right? I was consulting, and by the way, I do this. I was consulting a young gentleman who was at Mizzou, and then he worked at the station in Columbia. He just got a job in Florida after I consulted him for a while, and I made sure that those things were buttoned up. I'm so proud of him, but he had a long way to go, and I said, we're going to start right here. First of all, the way you're dressing, sloppy. Okay? You don't need to wear this. And you do not need to say that. It was all these different things. And then it was working on writing. It was all the aspects of please be a journalist. Louisa Allen. Hi, Monica. Totally off topic, but I noticed your husband looks at you like my husband looked at me. Enjoy the magic. Oh, I love that. He's already inside. I love him, right? We just celebrated 10 years. Thank you for that. Billy, they can hire people and pay them less money and less benefits. It's like there is no loyalty left in this world. Starro, retired, but they probably would have done the same. Yeah, I believe that. Janice, Jim's like, can I drink my wine and not have to answer? Actually, he would have preferred, if he does come back out, he would have preferred to drink whiskey. He needs to go get that. And in honor of Rene, that is what we should be. Either beer. Here's what we should do for Rene today, right? You should all get over to your grill because it's a gorgeous night. Make a hamburger or make a hot dog because he loves those. Drink a beer or drink a whiskey because that is what he always did with us. Carrie, yes, not good as a newscaster, I don't think. Okay, that's a response to somebody. I don't know what that earlier question was. I've not watched 5 since you left. Well, Susan, I thank you that. Mike, that gorgeous ring would look so much better if you would let me clean it for you. You got to come to me. Love the knockout DL Diamond and Ruby Cross. Look at him. He's giving himself a plug here. All right, Mike, I'll give you a plug, even though I think you should become a sponsor of this show because we really are synonymous in what we want for the world. So Mike George is talking about this gorgeous necklace that was made for me for our anniversary by MSG Jewelers. He went out on his own many, many years ago, and he even transitioned. So he's still out there for you folks. But yes, my ring does need to be cleaned. Kim, thank you, Mike, by the way. Rene will be missed. Shame on KSDK and every other corporation that does not appreciate the veterans. They have built what they have. Mary Beth, what are your thoughts on the Boeing strike? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's still going on. I really did believe that when the union came forward and said, okay, tell me what you will agree on, and then we will take that to Boeing. Boeing came back, though, and said, that's not going to work. That is not what we said. This is not what we're agreeing to. I cannot believe it's still going on, and I do know a lot of people that are being affected by that. So, Mary Beth, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that they should cave? No, I mean, this is, again, they're trying to stand up for what they're wanting, but this is corporations across the board. If you want to talk about books, I got you. Stephanie, we do author interviews. There is a small fee. Somebody asked earlier, how do you get paid? I mean, look, you still have to have, I'm long from retiring. Like I've probably got another 10 years at least in me before I would retire. Jim says I'll never retire. I'll be like his aunt. She works into her 80s. I love what I do. I really do. I mean, I'm blessed that I have many aspects of my career. So when I launched the website, when I knew I was being let go, I made sure that you all knew that I was a personal trainer, that I was a life coach, that I MC and auctioneer. Then I started getting booked by businesses all over the place to do motivational speaking, to motivate, to empower, to teach their employees to know their value, to tell my story of surviving this massive blood clot, to doing my own show, doing design and wardrobe. I don't know if you know that, but I do design and wardrobe consulting for men and now women's fashion, but I did it for men's for a long, long time. I work with Bespoke and Clayton. So yes, there's a lot of backups to backups. And I made sure that I did that and continue to do that. I get that notification every morning and I watch you. Thank you, Jessica. I love it because you're real. It's called The Real Monica Adams for a reason. Coming back to that, Stephanie, if you're an author, we have a very small fee that authors pay compared to what businesses pay for business spotlights or for the full-on show of the Mobile Monicas. By the way, we are getting ready to celebrate 750 shows. Can you believe that? Right between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're taking this show with all of you. I want to see you in person like our remotes we used to do in radio. Do you all want to do this? We're going to have music. We're going to have past guests, celebrities, professional athletes. We're going to do huge giveaways, which, by the way, I'm going to do right now. So for the first person, and I've got to get to some more comments here, but the first person who can tell me 4 local stations that I worked for, I'm giving you 2 tickets to see a concert with an international composer, violinist, singer, and an incredible model. Her name is Abigail Stallschmidt. She posted on her page earlier, the very first person who can tell me the 4 local stations, even if you give the one in Festus, I'm okay with that. But the 4 main local stations that were in the top 20 market that I worked with in my career, I will give you those tickets. It's for Friday night. I'm going to be there. I'd love to see you. 7 p.m. The doors will open in Kirkwood at the Performing Arts Center. 7:30 is her show. She plays the electric violin, like Lindsay Sterling. She is that good, and she's from our area. She's incredible. So I will give those tickets away to the first person who can get them all right. We'll see how well you know that. It's like Death of the Post-Dispatch paper, Kathy says. Yeah, and what's the... is it Sauce Magazine? What's the magazine that just went away? A lot of people don't. I mean, again, I'm telling you, radio, television, newspaper, magazine, all old, dying mediums, unfortunately. And I love them all because I was a part of all of those. Kathy, I agree with you. Janice, I don't watch local news. There you go. Carrie, I don't watch news anymore, but only the weather. And I give you the weather now also. Dana, sometimes we are forced out of places that no longer serve us. It's all a part of bigger and better plans for the future for all 3. Amen. TV wants to get rid of high-priced veterans for cheaper talent, Jillian says. Colleen, thank you for your service. Be safe out there. That's to my husband. Patty, Rene was awesome. Anthony was awesome. You're awesome. Rene will be fine, just like you and Anthony. Victoria, Monica, you've always been amazing. So much news is polarizing. I just want the facts, local, national news, then some good, fun local features. Well, guess what? You just described my show, Victoria. So I'll hopefully be seeing you regularly. I want to see all these names. 7 a.m. If you can't watch it live, watch it on replay and just do a little hashtag replay for me. Ask me questions because I'm always making sure that in the evening I'm responding to those of you that didn't get a chance to watch live. John, I stopped watching the news years ago. It got way one-sided. Amen. Also, did Kay Quinn retire or leave? Colleen, she retired. Jim, so sad, no loyalty from businesses nowadays. Those companies will never have the commitment that you, Anthony, Rene, and others have given the industry. Best of luck. Victoria, I left to watch 2 and 4. But I'm telling you, it's happening everywhere. Kathy, Michelle is the one who should have been let go. She has a rotten attitude about her job that comes across clearly. I don't want to say anything negative. Again, I'm all about positivity. But, look, she's got a lot of devotion that she is doing out in the local community as well. And who knows? Maybe she's next on the chopping block. I have no idea. Your husband wants to go out for dinner. Victoria, less money for the talent and controlled content. Thank you for your service, Jim, Rena said. Cindy, you, Rene, and Anthony were the only ones that I watched on Channel 5. I met Rene back in 2018. He's the most kind-hearted, caring, and loyal person you'll ever meet. Rene, I'm sorry this happened. You, Monica, and Anthony will still be my favorites. Thank you so much, Whit Elizabeth. Karen says, Karen Smegner, veterans are being pushed out in every industry and taking a work ethic with them that is irreplaceable. Victoria, raise a glass to all of you. Raising a glass for Rene, Matthew says. You just got a new viewer in me. I'll be here at 7 a.m. Thank you, Kathy. I love it. Tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about the animals, by the way. We've got some really good topics that I can tell you about. Tomorrow morning with Jessica Cook with Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, we will be talking about smart dogs, happier hearts. Okay, so that has to do with the fact that they have health trackers, GPS. Some other standout models that I'll be talking about with you tomorrow. We'll also do telehealth, remote vet services. Is that smart? Tune in to find out. Mental health and enrichment for dogs. Yep. And smart tech and wearables for dogs. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the big gala coming up that I am emceeing on November 8th. I'd love to see you there. Thank you, Kathy, though. I look forward, Kathy Hartnett, to seeing you tomorrow. Karen gave me a little wine glass. Cheers. Rosie, what you provide is facts. You don't just provide a story. You're phenomenal is something you're very skilled and passionate about. Rosie, I love you. Thank you so much. Susie, cheers, Rene. Patty, cheers to Rene. Kenny says, John Carney, yeah. FM did me no favors, Kenny says. Okay. Janice, I prefer if I do watch local news, those seasoned veterans, because they're just better at what they do. I love Mandy Murphy. She's still there. And when she decides to retire or goes or lets go, I don't know if I'll watch any more local because everybody I've watched is now gone. By the way, Mandy and I were just at a recent fundraiser together and I invited her on the show. So she's going to be coming on very soon. And it would probably be good timing for us to talk about what's happening to the industry. Karen McKay said, cheers to Rennie. KSDK's lost, Sean says, no doubt, Sean Bullerjack. Chrissy Coleman, thank you for this. You're so welcome. Diana Comferer, thank you, Rennie. I followed Anthony and Monica. The best is yet to come. Victoria, these are great people, older, experienced people on TikTok doing great things. Okay. Victoria says I'm one of them. Leah, WTF. Sherry, P.S. Your highlights look great. There's the girl who does my hair. By the way, the highlights are from me coming back. A lot of people said, oh my gosh, your hair got lighter. This is from Mexico. This is, my highlights mixed in with Mexico. Carrie, I've been following you since WIL days. Will never leave you. You've helped me a lot. Well, thank you. Just look at radio. So many people being let go. I know, Kenny, right? I really don't watch the news. I like to hear positive talk like you do, Monica. Also, how to be a sponsor. Victoria, you shoot me an email. info@therealmonicaadams.com. That is how you can become a sponsor of the show. Multiple levels, from someone who has a couple $100 to our title sponsorship at $5,000. And I had someone who was our title sponsor for the first year and a half. Now it's open up to someone else. By the way, we do these mobile Monicas. Again, taking the show on the road out to your business and bringing millions of views your way. Every 90 days, by the way, we are on pace for 1 million views. 1 million views. Wouldn't you want that with your business? I would think so. Sherry says, I'm so proud of you. Hope Schoenhoff, glad to have found you. Again, a lot of people are like, I didn't know. Now you do. Glad to have found you. A lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, your husband wants to go to dinner. Somebody else said, Jim just wants to drink and not talk. Somebody else said, thank you for what you do.
I'm not the mouthpiece in the family.
Audrey says, it's better like this because we get to see that you are real people. You're real with us. There's no BS from you. And that's what I love watching. Yeah, we couldn't do this on TV. Jay, local news is biased. So is national, right? It depends on the platform. Patricia Corbett, I will miss Rennie in the morning. Love watching you, Monica, with Jay Bloom. Oh, thank you. I have boycotted KSDK now. I miss all of you. Nicole, I don't see much of the news in the morning since I go to work at 4 a.m. But see, that's the beauty of streaming. Now you can watch whenever you come home. I think that this sort of thing can happen anywhere. I know it did for my dad just over 20 years ago. There was a company merger and a buyout. He was at the top of the company that he was working for. Well, the company that bought the company he was working for, they didn't have a need for the folks at the top as they were going to use their own people. Mm-hmm. It's truly sad to see what's happening. They want the younger people that they can pay half as much as what they were paying Rennie, you and the others that are gone. Beth Jacob, I stopped watching because it's all local crime. Never any good stories. Beth, that's why I left. Karen, I'll miss John Pertzborn. Yep. Negativity. Kathy, yes, so much crime. Sherry, Jim, I watch the Facebook. I barely have time for TV. Social media is at the palm of our hands. Janice, I know it's a little off subject, but who were the people you looked up to when getting into TV or radio? No, that's a great question. And I think I did just say it. Karen Foss, no better. Class act, one of the best journalists that we were ever blessed to have right here in St. Louis. Nationally, I used to love Katie Couric. I think she changed. I liked Katie when she was at the Today Show. Deion Lane, class act. Yeah. Kay Quinn, class act. Mike Bush, who I did my internship with. He was the reason I got into sports. Randy Naughton, who I loved working with. John Pertzborn. Tim Ezel. Can we all do this? One more cheers, by the way. He is not doing well. Okay, so there's a lot of posts right now. I posted yesterday. Tomorrow morning, I do want you to watch Fox 2 because tomorrow morning they're going to do his story. A lot of you have been wondering what's been going on with him. Tim Ezel is the most real person I ever worked with in my career and the most godly. I just love his faith. Again, a lot of you were talking about, Mike George was on and said, I need to clean your ring. Timmy Zell, class act. And I tell you what, that man could have gone anywhere. He is one of the quickest witted people I've ever met. And he could have gone big. But he told his wife, Kim, this is where God wants me. And he stayed here with us all these years. But tomorrow morning, they're going to do his, I think it's at his house. It looks like it's Margie and him sitting down to tell his story and where he is. Yeah. So tomorrow I do want you to watch Fox 2. Let's see. Tim, prayers to one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. It's like, that's crazy. Tim Nizel, he just said. I didn't even see that. Yes, Tim, please. Jim, wow, just wow. What is going on with Channel 5? I enjoy watching the news early morning and evening now. With Anthony being fired and now Rene resigned, I'm wondering if he didn't resign, he'd be fired. Who's next? Mike Bush? I'm done watching. It's all political and
extra company
only can certain things. It's owned by the government, and that's so sad. Yeah, we got a bunch of
a couple of
bees out here.
Came for a drink of wine.
Kathy just said, yes, prayers for Timmy Zell. Becky Kohler, since the younger people don't watch local news and the older folks do, wouldn't it benefit the folks that do watch with seasoned journalists? I would bet they only pay the younger journalists a lot less is why. You nailed it. Did they push Karen Foss? No, Stephen. No, she retired. She left on her own. Karen Fine says it's sad. Trent Matthews, Monica, longtime fan. You were too talented for them anyway. Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Nice. Christine Sadowski. Hi, Jim. Hello to you as well, Monica. Always want to see what you got to talk about. Love your show. That is Ron's sister, Fleshman. Oh. Craig Cole, longtime watcher, first-time poster. Cannot watch news any longer, mostly negative. Rely on platforms like this for updates. Well, thank you, Craig. I'm sorry you haven't had a chance to talk in the past, but now, you know how it's like first time, AM and the PM, all that stuff that people used to say. Yes. Long time watcher, first time poster. Well, now post as much as you can. Yes. Vicky, glad I found you. I'll continue to watch. Yes. Trent, what news reporter was making $750,000 a year? I'm not saying. It was radio people.
Making a king's ransom.
Right. It's actually a particular guy who's fired more times than anybody in St. Louis. That's all I'm going to say. Well, yeah, we know who that is.
Yeah, we know who that is.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, some of the people who worked for Channel 5, I heard, never got it verified, but I heard they were making at least $500,000. That kind of money is not being made, by the way.
That's not around anymore.
No. Carrie, yes, people are replaceable, but they won't have the knowledge or the experience with that company. Right. Angela Banzi. Wow, Miss Rennie. Karen Fine. Jim's right. You are totally awesome. They can afford it. They don't want to. Janice, thank you for being real. You're welcome. Carrie, people are replaceable, but the new ones coming in don't have the knowledge or experience with that company.
That's why they should be out in the field.
Yep. And paying their dues, right?
Cutting their teeth, yes.
Yeah. Hope Schoenhoff says, cheers to Rennie. Janet, you're a real person. We all love you, but what happened to Rennie? Okay, hopefully by now you have seen that. I just found you. Please give me names of those let go one more time. Celeste, Anthony Slaughter was fired. Rennie, it says he resigned. As far as retiring, Randy Naughton retired recently, a couple years ago. John Pertzborn leaving. Art Holiday just did retire. And I'm just going to tell you, take another year, and I bet you local news, I said 5 years. How about one more year? I bet you the people that you're seeing right now that are in the category of veterans are no longer. Monica, you've always been an inspiration and such a positive vibe. It's so sad for anyone to lose their jobs, and the unknown is scary. But like everyone else has said, blessing in disguise. Becky Moss, thank you so much, and glad to have known you over all of these years. I'll just keep popping things in for those of you that are brand new to the show for you to know about different aspects. Rebecca, hey to you. To Rennie, so sad what happened. Rennie got let go from KSDK. Well, don't know. He resigned, and so abruptly though. Why did that happen? Right. So he can't talk about why just yet. I'm very sorry that Rennie and Anthony are no longer at KSDK. That's Vicky Husky. Monica, you're multifaceted and love your honesty and your energy. Karen, I love it. Thank you. Okay, you nailed it. Janice Cargis, you are the winner. I asked them for the first person who could tell me what were the 4 stations, the main ones in St. Louis I worked for, that I gave them 2 tickets to see Abby Friday night.
Oh, very good.
Janice, come up and give me a hug, by the way. Please don't go there and say, oh, we didn't want to bother you and Jim. We will be there. We are going to be right there in the front. Janice, I did work for WIL. I did work for Fox. I did work for KMOX, and I did work for KSDK. You are correct. Colleen, nope, I didn't work for 4.
And where did you start?
I started in Festus at KJCF, which is now KJFF. We got to remember that name. Can you remember? Here, let me just take a picture of it, and I will send you the information. Janice, can you do me a favor? I need to make sure I have your email address. I hope you're still on. I need your email address, and I'll send that off to Lori Stahlschmidt, who will be reaching out to you. Congratulations. So, Colleen, I worked for 2-5, not 4. Audrey says, KJFF, you were right. Fox, WILKSDK. You would have been right, but Janice was quicker on the fingers.
Let me see your glass of wine.
Oh.
You have some unwanted guests in your glass.
I've got somebody jumping in the hot tub.
Yeah, sure enough.
I did?
I'll trade you out.
Oh, that's a good man. By the way, somebody earlier said,
good Lord.
Is there a bunch?
Oh, just a couple of fellas.
Gosh darn it. Well, I normally wouldn't want to cork the wine, but they're all swimming. This wine, for those of you that want to know, because this is, after all, Wet Your Whistle Wednesday.
Forgive the cork.
This is a 2021 that we normally would not cork once we opened it. It is called Two Wolves Group Song.
The bees are thirsty.
Yeah, this is Pink's wine from Santa Barbara. Yes, she is an actual winemaker. I don't know if all you knew that.
Take care of this glass.
You're leaving? Oh, you're going to take care of that one.
Yes.
Somebody said for me to pay attention to how you look at me. It's the same way her husband looks.
Good gracious.
There's
a couple of troopers.
Are there a ton in there?
Oh, there's a couple of troopers down there.
They drank my wine. How
they
dare
didn't
them?
make it.
Billy, giving
drunk
away
and
my
passed out.
Abby's tickets. I could answer, but I'll let someone else get those tickets. Billy's related to Abby, yes. Colleen, I did work for Fox. 24511. Nope, I didn't work for 4, Karen. Fox, did Kay Quinn actually retire on her own will? Brian, yes. Shelly, I'm not being judgmental here, but I do like you, but I kind of quit following you when you left Fox too. When I asked you why you left Fox, your reply was money. No, it wasn't. Then I discovered you didn't last long at 5. What happened there? I'm always sad when someone leaves Fox just because we were all like family. Shelly, no, I said opportunities. Never, ever, ever was it money, even though they did pay me more. Shelly, it was opportunities because my news director, I hope you're still on and getting this answer. My news director at Channel 2 never wanted to give me the opportunities that Channel 5 did. You all know I did traffic and I did fitness for just a little bit. I always wanted to host the 9 a.m. show like everybody else was filling in. She wouldn't let me. And when I decided to leave, I said, here's my 2 weeks notice. And I said, I have a question. It's $1 million question. And she said, what is that? And I said, do you not think I'm strong enough to anchor? And she looked me straight in the eye. What is your name again? Shelly. And she said, no, I don't. And I said, well, you just watch. And hence the reason for the billboards that went up. With me like this, because Rene and Anthony and Allie and all of us, we thought it was hilarious to say, I made the move, so should you. I made the move for opportunities, not for money. In fact, I say it every day on my show. If you're motivated by money, you're motivated by the wrong thing. I was motivated by changing the world. And then I left Channel 5 on my own because we couldn't come to terms. And then it was just a few days early that I was pushed out. But it really was me saying, all right, I know my value. And because of that, it was, I'm going to do this on my own. So Shelly, there you go. There's the real story. I'll always give you the real story. Looking forward to her concert. Fabulous artist. Yep. Can't wait. So sad to see them leave, but they will do better. Love you, Monica, because you're real and I tell the truth. Vicky, I'll always tell the truth. Charles, thank you. You're saying that in front of my husband. Michelle, Monica, this is awesome. Love it. Better than the news. Loving Anthony as well. And Anthony, I have reached out to. I haven't heard from him, but I've invited Anthony on the show as well to be real. Allison tagged Erica Needers. Karen, cheers. Karen, thank you. Prayers to Timmy Zell. Prayers to Tim, Jessica says. Fox, KSDK, and Camo X. Give those tickets to someone. There was one more, though. Jamie Irick. Hey, my story was recorded with Rene for my 35th anniversary, and now it's going to be on news since Rene Knott is gone. Oh, is not going to be. Well, maybe. Oh, gosh, really? That sucks. Barbara, you all are missed. Colleen, 5 has a new reporter, and you can really tell she's new. She needs more confidence in herself. Was Jennifer Blom forced out? No, Jennifer went over to radio. Craig Neuschwander, Craig, she wanted to go over to radio. In fact, she left and then found something new in radio. Jamie, maybe Rene will do your story with Monica. Yeah, you tell me what the story is. I'll do it. Bring it on over here. Celia, watched the AM show until Anthony left. Tried to watch again. Love Michelle and Rene, but the current people are not informative nor interesting. Seems to be a preferred gender and look. Start at 4, but always end up on 2. Okay, so I will give a shout out to Travis. I think Travis works his butt off. Travis and Mercedes were so cute together. Mercedes, I understand. Is this correct? She's now doing mornings. Is she anchoring? Is she reporting? I don't know because I don't watch. Congrats, Janice. Yes, congrats. Oh, shoot, I can't. Oh, Janice can't do Friday. I'll be out of town. Sorry, I didn't know it was on Friday, so please give them to somebody else. Sorry for missing that. It was Friday. All right, Janice, I'm going to go to the person that was right after you, and then I'll come back down to these. Where is it? Audrey Michaelia. Audrey, we're going to give you the tickets. Are you available Friday? I hope so. If not, I will do another giveaway. And we are, by the way, doing another giveaway if you didn't get a chance to win. I'm doing another giveaway tomorrow morning when we're on the show at 7 a.m. So hopefully you are available. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Philip Brooks. Budget cuts as always. It's hard to imagine that the station is not making any money. They're making money, but they're probably barely getting by. He just said they don't want to pay anybody. Channel 5 has been, Nick says Channel 5 has been racist and biased for years. Why do you say that, Nick? Joe, hey, I watch the local news with the sound turned off and listen to you via Facebook or YouTube. Mike Cosby, who were the hardest working St. Louis news people you worked with? Okay, Rene for sure. Mike Bush for sure. Frank Cusimano for sure. Karen Foss for sure. Mandy Murphy, very hard worker. Randy Naughton, she put in her heart and soul. John Pertzborn, absolutely. Timmy Zeldo, I'm still going to put way up on top. Glenn Zimmerman, Scott Connell. Chris Higgins. Chris Higgins, who I'll never forget right here. I will never forget that show. Was that Memorial Day?
Did he go into our pool?
Yes, he and I jumped in the pool. Chris Higgins, did you all see that one? That was on Memorial Day when I was at Fox. And we did the show from here. And then at the end of the show, we held hands and jumped in the pool in our clothes.
Right, you did.
That actually shows up on some of my promos.
That's good. You did some grilling right here. That's right.
We grilled everything. Yes. Did we grill Twinkies?
Breakfast, yes.
Well, yeah. I was showing you how you can grill and make omelets outside. Get outside and enjoy the weather. Colleen, Mercedes. Yes, Mercedes McKay. Okay, Tori Laxton says all the channels suck now.
You're burning off daylight there, honey.
Huh?
You're burning off daylight.
What do you mean?
We're long in the day. You're not going to have much light.
This one.
In a little bit.
Jessica, Mercedes was supposed to just be a reporter, but I guess now anchoring. Yes, Travis does a great job. Audrey, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But oh my gosh, thank you so much, but I'm not available. Oh my gosh, I also missed that it was for Friday. Okay, how about we give another question? For all of you that are available Friday, so don't play the game unless you're available. So we had 2 winners, but they can't use the tickets for Friday.
Well.
So what do you think? Give me a question. It's for 2 tickets. So 2 tickets.
Who's performing Friday?
No, that's too easy. I already said it. 2 tickets, and I was literally getting ready to say 2 tickets for Friday night's performance of at Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. Incredible electric violinist, singer, and she will sing, I'm told. She also has a lot of guest artists with her. It's going to be amazing. She's sold out.
Do you have somebody that's brand new to watching this right now?
Yeah, there's a ton.
That might like some tickets?
Well, sure, but what are they going to do? Just say, give me the tickets? How about that? First person that says, give me the tickets. No, I want to make it. So what did I tell you? There's been a lot that we've talked about. Oh, what's that? Billy says, I answered and said to just give them to someone. Give them to someone special, a new viewer of your show. Well, there's a ton. There's a ton. That's not fair. Let me go over to Instagram. Let's see. Any new comments? What are your thoughts on Nexstar hoping to purchase KSDK? Do you think they will consolidate 3 stations into one building? Okay, very good question. I'm going to tell you right now, I was told that at one point, one company would own every station in St. Louis. Or down to 2 instead of...
Down to 2 stations?
No, down to 2 companies. So that maybe they would take on right now you've got 2 and 11.
Companies to
yes.
own all the stations in town?
Yes.
It's a battle between 2.
When I was leaving Channel 2, I had heard that. Okay. But it hadn't happened yet. But it does consolidate down. So Channel 2 and Channel 11 owned by the same company.
So how do they work? They're in contracts with these...
well, yeah, it's the company. So Nexstar.
So when the contracts are running out for these local stations...
Or you have...
In about the same time frame?
Well, possibly, or they just somebody comes in with more money and then new ideas.
Offer.
So 2006 A Young, I'm just going to tell you that 2 and 11 obviously owned by the same people. Channel 30 does not do local news, so then you're down to 4 and 5. So what I was told was 2 and 11 obviously will still be owned by who they were or a new company, and that 4 and 5 would maybe be owned by the same company, and then they would compete against the 2 companies.
Okay.
Could that happen? Possibly. Let's see. Anybody else? I'm over on Instagram with you right now, trying to pop over to all of them. Billy said, yes, what Jim said. Okay. Bernie said, I'll go. All right, fine. We'll do it that way. Bernie, I need your email address. Ask how many shows The Real Monica Adams has done. We said that. And if you didn't pay attention, Linda, when did Rene resign? They were told this morning. And why is the $1 million question? Yep. When he was brand new to St. Louis, he covered the Olympic softball team exhibition team and witnessed my daughter Samantha asking Kat Osterman if she could wear her number in college. They were both left-handed pitchers. He was so touched by the moment that he highlighted it in his story. I loved him for capturing that moment. He has always been a class act. Linda, I love that story. What show anniversary are you coming up on as a question? Well, Janice, shoot. That would have been a good one. We're going to give it to him. Tim Gilbert, reporting traffic has changed an awful lot since you were news director at WIL and I was traffic on K-Hits pre 9/11. You know what I mean. Tim, I sure do. And by the way, shout out to Tim Gilbert. You've heard his name, right? You've heard, hang on, please. You've heard his name, right?
Yes, I have.
Tim Gilbert and all of the true, incredible traffic reporters. We had a get together with the traffic reporters one time years ago. We need to do it again, but he is correct. Reporting traffic. I'd like to know, do you ever hear Metro Networks?
No, I have not.
So Metro is who a lot of people came from. And then fortunately, I will say, Tim would probably agree with this, a lot of the companies took you on and then you're still there. I love the fact that some of those veterans are still around, though. That's good news. Okay, sorry. I didn't want to butt in on Tim.
I was just thinking about traffic reporting, and some of the traffic reporting is sort of painful to watch these days.
That's what he's saying.
Brutal. It's brutal.
I will say that as well. A lot of people are like, why did you do traffic? I didn't want to. I mean, ask him.
You're a pro, though.
Well, thank you.
You knocked it out of the park.
I did not want to because I felt that I had so much more to offer, but I did it. And it's the way I will do everything in life. I'll give it my all.
100%.
But at the same time, I wanted to do more, and I wasn't being given that opportunity. Aiden Young, sad to hear Audrey wouldn't give you a chance. Oh, you said her name.
Well, there we are.
I did not. I thought you meant a different Audrey that was watching. Aiden, do you know her?
And there we have it.
You would have done great. Look at you hosting now. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it's still $1 million question. None of us will ever know that answer. I would love to go to that concert. By the way, how much is it? I may try to get tickets for Friday night. Tickets are available, general admission tickets. So yes, if I had a moderator right now, I would drop it in. But Janet, you know what? I might be able to find it for you while I'm talking. Linda, Monica, you know me, the Taste in Ferguson organizer. Oh, yes. That's why Rene's moment mattered. Oh my gosh, I do, Linda. Good to see your name. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. I wish Abby was watching because we could give that to you. I'll come back to your comments in a second. Boy, there's a lot of bugs. They just think it's turning into summer again. Abby Stahlschmidt, Kirkwood. This is what we do for you, by the way. When I'm on in the morning, we don't make you go out and get links. We give them to you. She's going to be in the Strauss Black Box Theater at Kirkwood Performing Arts with some special guests. Here we go. Purchase tickets right here. See, I'm doing this for you. I'm being my own moderator. I'm going to drop them in for you right now. There you go, Janet. You can buy tickets. Or you can also try to win tomorrow. If you can't win them tomorrow, because that's my last pair I'll give away, then yes, buy those tickets. There are general admission tickets, and then I think general admission $25, premium general admission $50, VIP $62.50. I think the VIP are gone though. Jessica, I agree, Jim. Some of them don't even know the real names of towns or roads. It's painful and gives me a headache. That's what Jessica is saying to you. Patricia says, I would love to listen to you more. What other platforms are you on excluding Facebook and Instagram? Great question. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Rumble, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay, sorry, and Twitch. Somebody asked me to go on Twitch, and I wasn't on Twitch until just a couple of months ago. Billy, yeah, I just dropped it in as all right. Sorry about that. Let's see. We go back to our audio. Yeah, there we go.
And there you are again.
I want to go back, though, to the person that won. Okay, so Patricia, hopefully I answered your question there. And STL TV News is about to see the biggest shakeup ever with the big merger. I'm devastated for the future. The veteran anchors are why most watch. Yes. Let's see. Who won the tickets? I'll go. Bernie Ward. Did I take you down? Okay, Bernie, I need your email address. I hope you're still on. Bernie, I'm going to take your name down. I need your email address. If you want to shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com, or you can just drop it in here and I will make sure that Lori gets you your tickets. Okay. If you can't say Gravois, you probably shouldn't be doing traffic at St. Louis. Gravois.
Let's say Gravois.
Gravois. Yeah, Bernie is the winner. How do you mispronounce? Oh, Jen just said, right? How do you mispronounce Weber Road or, so do you call it, is it Tees? Tees. It's not Thies.
Thies.
Well, I've heard them say it's Tees.
We call it Thies Road.
So, but isn't there a farm? Tees Family Farm.
Tees Family. Oh,
see, but somebody told me that it was
Tees,
that they pronounced it Tees. It's all these things.
Pronounce it Thies.
Yeah. All right, go over to Instagram for me real quick. Is this going to be saved? I missed the first part. Patricia Owens, that's on Instagram right now.
That's a good thing she asked that question. You can explain it to her.
Patricia, so as soon as I end the show on Instagram, unfortunately, Instagram goes away. But Patricia, all of these shows are on my YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe. So she says yes. Okay, you saying yes, it's Thies or Tees? Thies or Tees? I don't know.
I'll stick with Thies because that's what we've always pronounced.
And that's what I always said until somebody told me one day that the family pronounced it Tees. And I'm like, oh, am I saying it wrong? Patricia, you can watch my show on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. In fact, I'm looking for 25 more to hit 1,000, and I'm going to do a big giveaway. And then we need to go from there, right? Somebody said, Monica, I want you to go global. Monica, I want you to have millions. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's all up to you all. It's all up to you.
Millions of followers, absolutely.
Millions of followers. But by the way, let me be real here. Oh, she says Thies.
There we are.
Okay, so I will tell you, I've never once bought a viewer or a follower. Do you know that's a thing?
What's that?
People can buy followers.
I didn't know that.
It's fake. I'm not fake.
Is that AI?
I have 27,300 followers right now on Facebook, and then the other platforms are all growing. I want to organically see that get to 30,000. So tell all of your family and friends right now. Share this, by the way.
Everybody that's new to your...
Everybody that's new, we do giveaways. We've got our 750th celebration coming up between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we're going to make that big. I don't know exactly where it's going to be held just yet, but I am in talks tomorrow morning to see where that's going to be. Hey, David Hawkins just wrote me, an incredible preacher who we have seen speak at the Crossing.
The Crossing?
Yes. Okay, he wants to come on the show. He is phenomenal. He has been on the show before, and if you know him, he is wonderful. All right, let's go back to some comments here. We still have 150 of you on. I love this. Okay, Bernie, thank you so much. There's the email address I needed. I will make sure you get these tickets. And Bernie, now I'll tell you, be sure to come up and say hi to me and Jim because we will be there. Oh my God, Jim is cracking me up. Missy says, get with Bernie Ward for Abby's ticket. Yep, I'll get that. I bet it. Oh, see, Joe says Tees.
Well,
I don't know. Aiden, first time catching you again.
Tomato, I'll say tomato.
Exactly. First time catching you again, really, since you were at Fox 2. Good to see you. Love hearing all of your analysis. Hope to see Mandy Murphy on with you soon. Remember, I did invite her on when we were at that Italian fundraiser. She's going to be on. She's my favorite in St. Louis news.
She's a busy girl, too.
Oh, see, Kent says, yes, we pronounce the farm Tees, the road with a TH. Tees. Okay, thank you. The farm is Tees. The road is Thies. No. The farm is Tees. The road is Thies. Now you understand why people who come into St. Louis are so confused.
Holy smokes, I'm confused. I grew up here.
Billy, I've commented too much tonight. Have a good night, everyone. Love the Real Monica Adams Show. Not at all. I love this, by the way. So, folks, all of you, that's as real as I could be. Okay, I'm going to spend some time with my hubby. I'm going to get ready for tomorrow morning's show. And I'm going to ask you 140 that are still on right now, you 300 that were on. This show's probably got thousands of views now. Take this and share it like crazy. I want Rene to see how much we all love him, how shitty it was that he somehow had to come to resign. Pushed, don't know. Fed up, don't know. Negative newsroom, it's happening.
That's just all speculation.
Dysfunctional, it's happening. I'm going to tell you right now, I saw it happening, and there's a lot of my friends that are still in the business, and every time I run into one of them, I say, get out. So much better on this side, right? I tell them all to do that. So for all of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Do me a favor, now that you know where I am, come back on a regular basis. If you can't watch live at 7 o'clock in the morning, tons of shows for you. Pick the shows that make the most sense for you, and I will have our former friends on. We've got former athletes like Reed Lowe, Tony Twist, Kelly Chase. Let's say raise a glass to him because, boy, he's kicking cancer's ass, but boy, does he have a fight ahead of him. Janet, hi, Monica, just found you. I enjoy listening and seeing you again. Well, thank you, Janet. Keep on coming. I am going to wrap up the show, even though there's 150 of you still on. I want to spend some time with my hubby. I want you to spend some time with your family and friends. Jessica, you're so very welcome. Again, cheers to Rene. Cheers to Timmy Zell. Very good show today, Monica. Appreciate your support for your former mates. Yes, I will absolutely do so. I wish the best to Anthony, and for everybody else that's going to be on the chopping block, just know bigger, better things are to come. The good Lord above has some great plans for you. Trust me on that. All right, tomorrow morning, positive talk time at Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. We're going to talk about our animals. And again, as I mentioned, if you didn't hear, the topics tomorrow are going to be very interesting. We are going to talk about smart tech and wearables for dogs like GPS trackers. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk also about mental health and enrichment for your dogs and telehealth. Remote vet services, is it a good thing? I don't think so, but we'll let you weigh in. Margaret says, miss you and thank you. Well, now you know where I am. Timmy Zell special begins at 6 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. on Fox 2. Yes, I mentioned watch them tomorrow for sure. We want to know what's going on with the great Timmy Zell. What else? Just love you all. Again, now you know where we are. Now you know where you can get what you want in local news, national news, news you can use, great human interest stories, sports, entertainment, spotlights, and us bringing the show to your business so we can give your business the dedication that they need and all the eyes that you need. Because again, we need all of you to last. Love the pet information. Well, Janice, it's there for you. All right. We always make sure that the babies are heard. We've got Foodie Friday also, by the way. I'm going to make chili.
I will say this. She's inspiring, folks. Be sure to follow her. She really is inspiring.
Sweet. Yes. Somebody said earlier just to look at the way you look at me.
Yes.
Kisses.
I love you.
And I love you, and I love all of you. Thanks for watching. Keep coming back. Every Wednesday, we give you this bonus show, Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. It always looks a little different, but it's always real talk with wine, bourbon, vodka, tequila, mocktails, iced tea. Doesn't matter. Really what matters is, as a community, we all come together. Thank you so much for watching. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody over on Instagram real quick. Okay, hold on. I did. Yes, so you'll be able to see the show. It's really obvious when someone bought their followers when they have a post and no one actually likes or comments. There's a big discrepancy between followers and the amount of comments and likes. Yeah, Patricia, it's all fake, isn't it? Okay, everybody, go and enjoy your family. Hi, I saw Tessa behind you. Yep. Terry, hope you're doing well. And to all of you, I'll see you tomorrow morning. If you can't, now the evening news, Colleen says, you two are adorable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to sign off. I promise I got to get going. I'm going to go have dinner with my hubby. Go enjoy your family and friends and appreciate the moments that you have together, because that's really what it's all about. The great memories that we create together as friends and as family. And at the end of every show, I say the same thing. There are a lot of things that we can be in life, but the greatest thing you can be is kind. See you at 7 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, on every platform. We have our podcast at 8 a.m. on Thursdays. That is recorded. Everything else is always live. And then this bonus show on Wednesdays called Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And we always love to do that with you. Thank you all so much. And I hope to see all you new faces very soon.